Okay, so this big event we're doing with Flying Dog at ChurchKey on Thursday evening, April the 4th, is going to be an opportunity to really delve into what haze means in beer. So obviously Thunderpeel is coming out. That is a hazy IPA. It is a new beer, soft, juicy. But the other thing we're going to do is we're going to be able to compare and contrast some of the more classic Flying Dog beers in their filtered state. Right here we have Snake Dog. This is Flying Dog's flagship IPA. On this side here we have the filtered version, which is the version you're going to see most often dispensed from draft or bottle or can. And then over here we have the exact same beer, unfiltered. So obviously the haze is more intense. This is a classic West Coast style of beer. So the yeast character is not as prevalent here. You don't get a lot of fruity esters or phenolic spice. It's more all about the hops. And the hops, we're getting a lot of Citra up front, which is like tangerine, orange peel. We've got some more of that orange coming from Amarillo. Simcoe and Mosaic are giving you some of that grapefruit, blueberry, but also a little bit of pine and resin. And we're smelling some malt character here, which is something you find in the West Coast styles. On the palate, lots of hop character, interspersed with malt sweetness throughout, finishing dry. This beer is fermented all the way, and some lingering hop bitterness. For the unfiltered version, I get a little bit more full fruit, less of the pine and resin in the nose, which is interesting. I get a little bit of a yeast character that I don't get here. It seems a little bit more vibrant. And then on the palate, we still have bitterness because this is a West Coast dry IPA, but the protein that remains in the beer due to the lack of filtration gives it a rounder, richer, silkier texture, which is really nice. They're both amazing. They're both unmistakably kind of West Coast styles that are dry and bitter. I would say that the hazy one is giving you a little bit more fruit flavors. It's a little bit softer and fuller, whereas the Snake Dog's more classic. It gives you some hop character, the green resin, and it's drier all the way through. So next up, we have The Truth, which is Flying Dog's double IPA. A delicious Citra Amarillo double IPA that's West Coast and dry. Right here we have the filtered version, and then we have the unfiltered version that you can see definitely has some haze to it, but it's not as opaque as some of these hazier beers can get. The Truth, is all Citra with underpinnings of Amarillo. There's a little bit of an herbal, earthy quality to it, but mostly it's just like a lot of orange candy, tangerine, lemon qualities to the beer. The bright fruity in the nose. Then unmistakably dry on the palate with nice clean bitterness. This is a beer that employs some hop extracts in the boil for bitterness, which is a way to give you nice clean bitterness that's a little bit softer, rather than if you're using pellets or cones, they can impart a little bit more of a green and vegetal flavor, so that's really nice and clean there. Super dry. They're brewing with some sugars and drying the beer all the way out, which is delicious. Now I'll try the hazy one. The hop aroma on this is intense and different. There's more of a dank quality here in the nose. The citrus is still there for sure, but there's definitely that earthy, piney note has come up a little bit. And on the palate, you get both more body and more bitterness. I think so. Filtration in this case is almost refining the beer and focusing it a little bit more when it comes to the Truth. And it's a little bit more raw, and still very delicious, but a very, very different beer in this case. Okay, so next up we have Flying Dog Double Dog, which is an old school double IPA, 12% alcohol. Even just looking at these two beers, you can see it's kind of light amber in color. This is a big, burly beer, as much barley wine as double IPA. Delicious. Really fun. And so on this side here we have the filtered version. You can see it's nice and clear. And then on this side we have the unfiltered version, which is not quite as hazy as the others then, but definitely shows a lot less clarity than this one does. Very, very different noses here. I'm getting a lot more malt interspersed with hop on the filtered version. And a rich, round, sweet body with some lingering bitterness here. So this is an old school beer. It's got Simcoe, it's got Columbus, and it's got Centennial. So hops that have high alpha acids, lots of dank, kind of resiny, green flavors, along with some notes of grapefruit and citrus. So you get all that here. I mean, it's big and rich. It's not hot. It's very, very composed and smooth for 12% alcohol. A real great sipper. The unfiltered version has less of the malt character, a little bit more intense hop aroma, fruity hop aroma.
Well, right now you can just set them on the landing. We're getting to the point of service.
And almost stickier on the palate, a little bit sweeter, a little bit richer. Whereas the filtered version, I think, is a little bit cleaner, still sweet and more round on the palate. Different beers for sure, and I would say that maybe the unfiltered version is a little bit more dessert-like, whereas the filtered version is a little bit more kind of classic, burly, hoppy barley wine meets double IPA.